to Inside the Tigers. I'm Brooke Fletcher. Throughout this season, we've gotten to know the Tigers big league club, but this month, we're taking you on a road trip through the Tigers minor league system, tracking their development and getting to know them a little bit better. Our first step on the journey brings us here to West Michigan, where we chat with a young outfielder whose skills back up high expectations.
With the 5th selection of the 2019 MLB Draft, the Detroit Tigers select Riley Green, an outfielder from Haggerty High School in Oviedo, Florida.
Riley, it's been a crazy summer for you. In June, you were drafted as the first pick for the Tigers in the MLB Draft, and then here we are in August. You've been on 3 teams. I mean, how crazy has this experience been for you?
I mean, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, just being able to like travel, I mean, kind of like around the United States, kind of. I mean, I started in Lakeland.
Right.
And now I was in Connecticut, and now I'm here. And yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I'm excited to be playing baseball. Walk
me through that night of the draft. I know you've talked about it a lot, but I mean, how surreal was that for you?
So there was about 200 people at my party, and my friends, coaches, family, they were all there. Like most of those people in there like supported me in some way or helped me in some way. So yeah, but we were in a separate office, me and my family, and then I had some of my coaches there. And yeah, I mean, once the 5th pick came, my agent called me and he's like, "Hey, I go to the Tigers," and it was awesome. It gave me the chills. It gives me the chills still, just thinking about it.
You grew up playing basketball and baseball. At what point did you know baseball was like the route for me?
It's around freshman year. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna stick with baseball now." Around like my junior, senior year, I mean, there was kind of a shot that I could go in the draft somewhere. And then I didn't think I could go this high, but
right.
I mean, it's a blessing, and I'm very excited to be here. Did you see the one that I swing at?
So let's talk about your first trip to Comerica Park. How was that for you?
It was a lot of fun and a little stressful at the same time. It's like so many people like asking me questions. I had the press conference, and I've never done a press conference before, so I had to kind of like channel everything and just focus.
Well, let's talk about BP. I mean, you have Miguel Cabrera. He's sitting there in the dugout watching you, and he's praising you for your swing. What was that like?
I mean, that was awesome. I mean, that was the first time I'd met him.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I mean, I grew up watching him on TV and everything, and I was like, oh, he's pretty good. And yeah, just being able to hear him kind of like just like shouting out things, it was awesome.
What's been the biggest highlight for you? I know it's only been a couple months, but has there been a major highlight?
Probably my first game here.
2-2 pitch. Center field, Riley Green on the run, reaches out, dives onto the warning track. He makes a tremendous catch. Here's Riley Green, he's 1 for 3. Deep center field, back goes Witherspoon at the warning track. He reaches up, he crashes into the wall. Green's to third, they're gonna wave him home. Here comes the relay throw from Fort Proctor, not in time!
Energy was awesome. I mean, then the park home run was cool, and then the catch I made out there too was pretty fun. So yeah, I mean, that's probably one of them.
Has there been any other players or coach or anybody that's kind of taken you under their wing, giving you some advice?
My high school coach, actually, there was something he always told us. He said, you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And I feel like that's what pro ball is all about. Like, you're always going to be put in situations where you're not comfortable.
What's been the biggest challenge, you'd say? We talked about your highlight, but what's been the biggest challenge?
I mean, the biggest challenge, I'd say, is being away from my friends and family. But I mean, it's hard, but at the same time, it's not, because I'm doing what I love.
How was it growing up with your parents? I know your dad, he was a hitting instructor, or he is a hitting instructor. So what was that dynamic like growing up with him?
Mom was like the school side of it, and my dad was the sports side. So growing up with my dad, I mean, when I was young, we'd play catch for hours and hours in the street, and we'd be in the cage a lot. My dad videoed all my at-bats. Okay. Just in case I messed up or bad hit, he'd be like, hey, you did this wrong. Oh. I guess I could have caught that one. Dude, this wind's screwing me up today.
What was your first big purchase?
It was a truck.
Okay.
It was, yeah. I got it when I was in Lakeland. I mean, it was used, but it was like really, really nice. It's still really nice. I mean, there's a lift on it.
That's smart. You're making smart financial decisions.
Yeah.
That's good. What do you like to do for fun when you're not here at the field?
So yeah, boat, Jet ski, I mean, I love jet skis. I can do a bunch of tricks and stuff. And
Oh, really?
yeah.
Okay.
I love it. And I actually want to buy one soon, but don't tell my dad that. Change up. Change up. So our trainer told me to give a shout out to him. So shout out to Chris Vick.
Well, you want to play the game? Okay. Well, we got to know you a little bit, but we want to get to know you better.
Okay.
So we're going to play a little game called This or That.
Gotcha.
It's pretty self-explanatory. Snapchat or Instagram?
Snapchat.
Brownies or cookies?
Brownies.
Brownies, okay. Rap or country?
Rap.
Phone call or text?
Phone call.
I'm surprised by that. Okay. And finally, horror movie or comedy?
Horror.
Favorite horror movie?
Insidious.
Oh, that one's a good one. All right, not too bad. Finding out a lot about you. All right, thanks so much for being on the show, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you guys for having me.
Matt Manning 0-2, got him a swinging strike 3.
Pitch on the way. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Alex Faedo.
There's competition within the organization, not only on your team, but at other levels. And so you've got to believe in yourself. You've got competition not only against the opponent that you're facing, but other teammates and other people throughout the organization that want to get to the big leagues in a timely fashion too.
His fastball swung on and missed.
When you're out on the mound and you know you're locked in a competition like that, you've got to be confident. You've got to be a little bit arrogant, a little bit cocky in order to beat the opposition.
I'm always about challenging guys, and I think my best pitch is my heater. So depending on how the game goes, probably 90% of the time it's going to be a heater.
Right now at the major league level, that is what pitchers are trying to do. They're trying to get people to swing at that elevated fastball. So Matt Manning, after he gets ahead and throws that good mid-90s fastball up in the strike zone, it's very difficult for hitters to get underneath it or on top of it. And he's getting a lot of swings and misses, which will play at the major league level.
Being 6'6", being able to get down the mound and really reach out the hitter and just bring my whole frame at him will be uncomfortable for them.
You're throwing at a downward angle, and that's the biggest thing. That's why you're on a mound, because you want the angle of the ball to come in. So being the taller you are, the more downward trajectory that you're getting on the ball, which makes it really hard for the hitter to square up.
Throwing quality pitches is my biggest thing. Staying in counts, winning the count early, and using my higher velocity for maybe like a strikeout, or when I need to get a ground ball or an out, ramping it up, when I need to.
Swing and a miss. Down and away. Got him with a slider. Strikeout number 5 for Faedo.
To have off speed in your changeup and breaking pitches at an early age, to me, is very good. When you get up to the big league level, the hitters can hit bullets. It doesn't matter if you're throwing 95, you're throwing 100. If that's all you have, hitters are going to be able to catch up to it. Okay, so if you're armed with changeups and good breaking pitches to go along with a low to mid-90s fastball, you're going to be able to pitch. You're not going to go out there and just throw.
You have to have more than one pitch to have success, and I think I've just been doing a good job executing the breaking ball down the zone, and when you spin it right, it's supposed to look a lot like a heater, so I guess you can get bad swings on it.
Now that he's armed with those good breaking pitches, I think he can refine them even more. He can find out which ones he can throw to right-handed hitters, which ones he can throw to left-handed hitters. Can he backdoor left-handed hitters with a slider? Can he front door a right-hander, meaning start it right at a right-handed hitter and catch the inside part of the plate? He can experiment a little bit with his breaking pitches and even tweak them and refine them to make them even better.
Change up, I guess it's kind of weird. I hold my pinky and my thumb together, but I just try to throw it kind of off in between these two fingers. That's why this one's kind of out of there.
Just because I hold the ball a certain way doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So if he has an unconventional grip, who cares, as long as it works for him.
Got him for strike 3. It's number 8 on the night for Manning.
It's a great thing to be pushed, because if somebody goes out and throws a 3-hitter, well, okay, he threw a 3-hitter, I'm going to go out and throw a 2-hitter.
I think it motivates all of us. It's nice that you have really good players that also were able, when I came in, to be really good teammates and friends. So it was just really nice for us all to come together, and we're slowly moving up together.
Everybody wants to be the best, and when you do that, you know, somebody's going to be the best, but then you have a whole bunch of people that are really, really close, and that's for the betterment of the ball club. And that's when you get a good, solid starting staff. When they're all competing, they're all doing well, they all do well, and that benefits the team.
Tell us a little bit about your background, your journey through the minors.
So it's been fun, you know, just being able to go through some trials and tribulations, but you know, it's all part of it, and I'm enjoying the good and the bad of it, and I'm looking to, you know, just keep progressing.
In front of the track, he'll look up, home run. Daz Cameron collects his 10th of the season.
Deep to center field, racing back on it, Daz Cameron. He'll make the catch.
And it's cut on and hit deep to left field. It's a home run.
Spring training, you spent some time with the big league team. How valuable was that time for you?
Oh man, it was fun first and foremost, just to be around those guys and be able to, you know, soak up all the information they know about, you know, a lot of the baseball things and stuff that goes on the outside of the field. And Miggy talked to me a little bit, and he just told me, you know, just go out there and have fun and just be yourself and not try to get too uptight, you know, sometimes about, you know, going out there and playing the game because the pressure and whatnot. Just go out there and play like a little kid again. And he always kind of gave me that reminder of, you know, just bringing joy to myself when I'm playing.
Young kid, very promising. It's been a struggle for him this year at times, but I think that's good for him. You know, he's going to have to learn how to go through with some adversity up and down throughout the game. 22 years old, he jumped 3 levels last year, so that's a big jump for a 22-year-old. He's mentioned it, he said, man, I'm learning a lot this year.
You see all these guys getting to the big leagues at 21 and 22, well, like, that's not the norm. You come up in the minor leagues for so long and you want to get to the next level, but you kind of get comfortable here. The mental part is tough, it's, you know, but that's one of the things I don't think people talk enough about. I don't think people understand it until you go through it.
Do you feel that pressure at all now that you're at this level?
Somewhat, because you're like so close, so it's like, damn, I'm like a step away. But then again, I mean, it's just baseball. A lot of these guys, they've been in AAA. Some of them been in the big leagues for a minute, so you know, they speak big on just the mental part of the game, and going the right way about your work, and you know, let the rest take care of itself.
It's been a learning process for him as far as developing an approach to the game within the game is what we like to kind of call it, you know. So I think he's done a fair job as far as kind of dealing with those things, and his athleticism is unbelievable. He's got all the tools that are there for it. I think it's just one of those things where you just kind of got to sink in and grind it out through the year and learn from it, and got him through the process of trying to get to the next level.
I think it's 95% mental. Oops, I say 97% mental, just because, I mean, you're playing every day and it's hard, you know, to play baseball. I mean, these guys, they do it, the major leagues, they do it at a high level, but when it all comes down to it, their mental is very strong. And if you stay within yourself, stay within your game and know your plan, then you're all right. You know, when things are kind of going wrong, try to fill it out and not so much try to think about, put all these equations in my head and try to figure out the right answer for the equation. Like, I'm just literally sitting there just thinking about just being simple, you know, try to keep it simple and, you know, take it from there.
When you get called up, what's that going to be like for you?
Man, I could only imagine. I mean, I just dream about it, you know. Man, I mean, I'm guessing it'd be the best day in the world, you know, for me, but, you know, kind of sit back and think about that for a little bit and then just go about the rest of the day.
Travis Demeritte, new Tiger, putting on that old English D.
Yes, sir.
Where you born and raised? Where you from?
I was born in New York.
Okay.
Spent my adolescent years up there.
Okay.
Ended up moving down to Georgia when I was about 7, 8 years old, somewhere around there, down south. Right. So I'll say I'm raised in Georgia. Coming over from Atlanta, you get the news, you get traded. What is that feeling like? I was excited, you know, when I first got the news, you know, especially since I had a few familiar faces over here. You know, it wasn't going to be unfamiliar territory for me. You know, I had a few people I knew I could count on.
Let's get into, you know, obviously playing in the big leagues, you get your first hit. And my first big league hit was an opposite field home run in Texas, the ballpark in Arlington.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic, and happened in the ballpark in Arlington too, for me.
And that's a base hit down the left field line. Demerit will hustle for 2. He's got himself a double. Will he want for more? He will. He's going to get greedy. They're going to tell him to slide, and he's in there with a pop-up triple.
You know, once I saw the ball kind of come off the bat and stay true and go down the line, you know, it was just a matter of if he was going to make the play down at third or not. And once I saw I got by him, man, I was thinking 2 automatically, trying to get this scoring position. And I was just watching the ball go down the line and kind of how the outfielder was playing it. And I was like, man, I can get 3 out of it. So, shoot, just kept going.
So now you feel like a big leaguer now?
Now I feel like a big leaguer.
All right.
You know, I feel like, you know,
it kind of
it takes a little time, man. It takes a little time to settle in. But I still don't feel like, you know, I'm a big leaguer yet.
When you got to Comerica Park, what was your first impression of the city, of the fans?
Man, you know, my first night, no, I actually, you know, stayed up a little late and was just kind of walking around downtown, just went, you know, for a little walk, just kind of checking it out. The park is beautiful.
I love this park.
I enjoy playing here. Big park, but, you know, it's challenging, but I enjoy it. I enjoy the challenge.
What kind of player are you? If you're, you know, we're talking to the Tiger fans right now. What kind of player can they expect to watch?
You know, I'm going to give it everything I got.
Long run for Demerit and Goodrum, and Demerit makes the grab. In fair territory, the rookie ran a long way to haul that one in.
I'm going to, you know, play my heart out. I'm going to hustle, man. I'm going to be everywhere I'm supposed to be. You know, you'll never see me not moving or backing up, or, you know, I'm giving my all to the team. I'm going to contribute in any way that I can.
Coming up for me, I got a chance to play with who I believe arguably one of the smartest baseball players, probably one of the better hitters in our game too, is Alex Rodriguez. You're now playing with Miguel Cabrera, which is going to go down as probably one of the all-time best righties, for sure best righties to ever play. Have you taken anything from him that you can implement into your game?
We do some of the same drills. You know, I just kind of watch how he does them, though. You know, the way that he does them, you know, with his purposes while he's doing it. You know, just kind of paying attention to the little details and what he does, and just kind of apply it to my routine. You know, help me be more consistent in what I'm doing and have more purpose in what I'm doing.
Right.
And I feel like that's the biggest thing. And, you know, with those kind of guys, they have purpose behind everything that they're doing. You got to have purpose behind what you're doing.
Who have you watched when you were a kid, or even now? Who do you watch that you try to mimic their game, or you try to, you know, be like that player? Is there anybody in the major leagues that you watch real close that you try to be like or hit like? Or?
My favorite player growing up was Barry Bonds. Okay. So, I mean, there's a big difference there, him being a lefty and I'm the righty. Yeah. So, but
what did you like about Barry? What did you like about Barry?
Oh, the consistency. How could you not? I mean, the guy was a freaking production machine. He's the reason why I wore number 25 as a child growing up.
Okay. Speaking of purpose, so about, you know, you come to the big leagues, well, from AAA to the big leagues. What's been the biggest challenge? What's the biggest challenge or the biggest adjustment you feel like you have to make?
Game-wise, man, definitely being ready every pitch, man. 'Cause you know, you have to be ready every pitch here. Yeah. You know, offensively, man, these guys, they got purpose, and you know, they got a plan too. So, staying sharp, man, and being ready to execute. Right now, I just want to, you know, stay aggressive. You know, because I know these guys are going to stay aggressive with me right now.
If you were going to give a young Travis Demerit some advice, or even some younger players that's going to give the opportunity to come to the major leagues, what would that advice be?
Just to be prepared, be ready. You know, be early.
Yeah.
Give yourself time to, you know, do what you need to do. I mean, in baseball and in life.
No, I appreciate you coming and doing this with me.
Yeah, no doubt.
Outfield to outfield, some experience. Good luck to you. Keep it up.
I appreciate it,
It's all
brother.
love.